Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble news channel. What if I had a good product that I didn't have to trade or need a company to tell me what to do with it? That's the idea behind Bitcoin. What if I bought it and every year its value went up? MicroStrategy is a company that makes Bitcoin software. That's why MicroStrategy's job is to promote and help Bitcoin become used everywhere in the world. That's what we'll do. We'll always do that. We're going to buy Bitcoin every 3 months to do that. We will buy more Bitcoin with cash flows. We'll buy it with debt, with stock, or with any other type of capital market action that can be used. Cryptocurrencies have gone from being digital toys to trillion-dollar technologies that could shake up the world's financial system in just over a decade. More and more buyers are holding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as assets and buying a wide range of goods and services with them. Things like software and online homes. Cryptocurrencies are praised for making finance more open to everyone by taking control of and creating money away from state banks and Wall Street. As a result, Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, sees Bitcoin as digital wealth and thinks that governments, businesses, and institutional investors will use it a lot. He talks about how Bitcoin is better than other cryptocurrencies in terms of technology, how easy it is to use, and how efficient it is. Saylor also says that he thinks Bitcoin represents digital wealth in the same way that the dollar represents real money. He thinks that as the world becomes more digitally linked, businesses and countries will use Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Institutional investors and sovereign wealth funds will lead the way, ahead of central banks. If you want to see more crypto and Bitcoin news, check out our daily 5-minute crypto email before the rest of the video. It's a great breakdown and study of on-chain crypto data. And the best part is that it's free. In short, they'll talk about what experts think will happen, how on-chain crypto data is broken down, and any breaking news you need to know. To become a better crypto trader right now, click the first link in the description and enter your email address. Over 50,000 other people have already done the same thing. Bitcoin is a form of digital money. The dollar stays the same. America will accept digital capital, and so will every other country. They will also embrace Google, Apple, Amazon, the internet, and other services like these. They'll accept it, but I don't think it will change how they use the dollar. While larger central banks may not accept Bitcoin right away, the smaller ones may do so in the future. On the other hand, I think businesses, institutional investors, and sovereign wealth funds will do it long before they do. Also, 10 years isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. If Bitcoin gets to $1 million, it will be worth a little more than gold, but gold is still not a very expensive asset. Gold is still not a very important asset for any rich person in the world. If Bitcoin goes up to $1 million a coin, it will be a huge success. People will start to see it as digital money, but it's still early days. It seems to me that Bitcoin is both science and digital money. I believe that capital is changing from traditional to digital. That's something that I think every business, government, investor, and developer will look at, and people will adopt it at their own pace. I believe Bitcoin will grow like a digital currency. I don't think a disaster is needed for it to grow. It seems like a better thought. It would spread even if there wasn't a fight going on. The spread will be sped up by conflict, chaos, and hyperinflation. But if Apple Computer adds Bitcoin to the iPhone, it will spread because Apple added Bitcoin to the iPhone. Also, why are they going to add to the iPhone? As a result, they will make a huge amount of money if they extend the iPhone. Why would they not want to make a huge amount of money? People will do it since they can. It will be used by governments and investors at any speed. It makes more sense. It is digital capital, the same thing that digital knowledge is. The role of digital photos in the growth of China is something I don't know. Culture since Mao, people use digital photos all the time, right? This is money in digital form. It's going to spread through society. What I want to say is that Bitcoin doesn't fix everything. It only fixes half the problem. That's the part where you need money or power to get things done, right? I also think the world is pretty easy. It looks like there's $900 trillion in money. When measured in dollars, the dollar will keep growing by 7 to 10% each year. That means there will be twice as much of that in 7 to 10 years. If the value of Bitcoin goes up by 10 or 15 times, that is, from 1.3 trillion to 20 trillion, It could be 1% of the world's wealth and cost $1 million each. Everything in the world will be what it is. So I don't really think that something bad needs to happen or that the world's order will change in a big way. I believe this is pretty cool stuff. It will get around like cell phones do. Michael Saylor thinks that the rise of digital money and intelligence will shape the next 10 years. He thinks this change will have an effect on many different industries and will change how businesses are set up and how banks work. He said that Bitcoin is a better asset than traditional assets because it has the ability to grow by 50% every year. Saylor says that Bitcoin's success is due to the fact that it is simple and works well, which is very different from traditional banks which are complicated and don't work well. As CEO of MicroStrategy, he said that the company would continue to buy Bitcoin, encourage people to use it, and teach others about it. Saylor pushed other companies to follow the Bitcoin standard and recapitalize using Bitcoin, predicting big changes in many fields and social structures. Let's listen to the conversation again to get more ideas from Michael Saylor. From what I know, the next 10 years will bring about a lot of change very quickly in at least two areas. Digital money and digital intelligence are the two I know about. There may be more than two that I don't know about. That capital, which is real money, is worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. And when people start switching from traditional to digital business models, financial apps and financial institutions will be completely changed. And they'll throw out the window a lot of things that people have taken for granted for the past 30 years and say, what if I were to do a poll on Twitter right now? I'd ask how many of you would invest in Bitcoin instead of stocks, gold, or something else. About 3% of people say equity. That's not how people think these days. For sure, it's a change. And I think that when it comes to intelligence, the AIs didn't work until they did. I think they began working last year. And we're either in year 2 or year 1 or year 2. I believe we are in the first year. People are starting to use digital money. And I think we're in the second year of people starting to use digital knowledge. And I believe they will spread like fire. This is a huge pile of complicated, ineffective stuff that wastes a lot of energy. One more thing, very easy. This is why it goes up 50% a year and the SP goes up 10% a year. As people look at that, they realize that they can get 10% performance from a stack of less than ideal Goldberg devices, or they can buy this one thing that is thermodynamically sound and will work better than everything else by a factor of 2 to 5 to 10 or whatever. So those two forces will work hard for the next 10 years. And they'll change your job, your business, and even society itself. MicroStrategy is a company that makes Bitcoin software. That's why MicroStrategy job is to promote and help Bitcoin become used everywhere in the world. That's what we'll do. We'll always do that. That's what we'll do. And you buy more. How are we going to do that? We're going to buy Bitcoin every 3 months to do that. We will buy more Bitcoin with cash flows. We'll buy it with debt, with stock, or with any other type of capital market action that can be used. These chances will change every once in a while from quarter to quarter. In 10 years, I don't know how we'll buy Bitcoin, but I do know that